Hello everyone and welcome. This is the Silent K. Hello Mr. McGorilla, good morning, and hello Varank, and everyone else that I assume is watching, even though they're not in the chat. That includes a shout out to all my YouTube subscribers and watchers, and I guess viewers would have been a better term. Anyway, yeah, mini painting. What of mine is at least primered is the majority of what I've done. I've painted a couple, but they came out looking really derpy, so I've been dragging my feet on that one. And I don't hold it against anyone else if they want to also drag their feet. I know mini painting isn't for everyone, um, but as long as we get to play, that's what's important. I mean, this isn't 40K. It's not what you see is what you get. Um, Speaking of what we get, we did finish a mission just there at the end of the last contract. We did cause a couple of people to defect. We got 40,000 C-bills in battle loss compensation for the Wolverine, 20,000 for the Quick Draw, only 30,000 for the Spider, which is surprising to me considering it was disabled with triple engine crit. Yes, this is 49.11. I know it doesn't look a whole lot different at this point, but here we go. Ignore all of the 240-second save files. But yeah, we're in 49.11. You'll notice there's only one Challenger Deep save file, and that's the one I just loaded up. The one that I was just perusing briefly, and wondering at the Spider, which only gets 30,000 C-bills worth of compensation, even though its engine is busted, and the Cronus with 56,000 C-bills, and apparently Yunsung Gap. Oh yeah. After last episode, I took a look at the people that we convinced to defect, and I noticed this guy had enough XP to bump up his gunnery a point. What I did not do was assign anyone into the infirmary, so we are going to do that now. We'll go ahead, we'll give the ones who are willing to defect to Dr. Chocolates. Everyone else goes to Elsa, who is 18 XP away from becoming our next elite doctor. The repair bay still only holds this hatchetman, which is waiting for the gyro to be fixed and the cockpit to be replaced, which is a work in progress that I forget who was working on that, but it's someone who only had like 120 minutes a day, so that cockpit's going to be another 4 or 5 days. The left arm should be on here presently. The gyro shouldn't be too much longer either. It's just the cockpit that's going to be a little while. In the meantime, we do have 2 lances coming back from battle, badly wounded in some cases. I think we should be about ready to move on to the next day and start getting some of these repairs underway. Alright. Maintenance on the Chippewa, which, yeah, with the update, it's going to resize a lot of windows. I understand they did some recalibration for higher resolution monitors, which, I mean, this is a large monitor that I'm playing on. It's basically our living room TV. So yeah, a lot of the windows are going to need to be resized. One thing I did notice is when I started up the MekHQ program, the actual application, on the older versions it had shown up in this corner of the screen where I had to drag it to the center and then click the button to start the actual game. They fixed that. It now shows up in the center of my screen, which is nice. We failed to get the arm onto the hatchet, man. We needed a 5, we got a 4. But that's gonna have to wait now that our people have come back and are in the repair bay as well. The hatchman is lower priority. The cockpit will be another one day. I must have had that backwards. The gyro is going to be another day. The cockpit's only going to be one more day as well. One thing I do like is that the new contract screen lists the payout without you needing to examine it. Really? I will have to check that out next time it comes time for us to be checking out new contracts. So the Spider is going to need its engine salvaged. And we can do that. We can do that in less than a day on a 4. I'll go ahead and take that. And that is going to need to be fixed now. What kind of difficulty are we looking at? We're looking at a 7 for an elite tech. So we're going to go ahead and extra time times 4 that to get that down to a 4. We'll give that to 5, 4. Oh, internal specialist includes engines. Did not know. Okay, well that's going to be about 3 more days before we get that fixed. With our best tech working on it. So yeah, that is going to be time consuming. Where's Dulfikar? There's our reloading guy. What else have we got? We've got LBX cluster munitions and SRM-6 ammo. Got SRM-6 ammo again. We're down to like 100 something shots. Let's see, the Spider's not going to have any ammunition, obviously. Alright, so the Cronus has a busted engine as well. It took 2 crits. We can fix that in 200 minutes on a 4 with a veteran tech, so I'll go ahead and knock that out. Chris can knock out the center torso fix on a 3. So now the Cronus has gone from crippled to undamaged. Where is our armor guy? That is Loney. Loney's going to knock out all of these armors on 2s and 3s. Very quick and easy jobs. That leaves him with 440 some odd minutes. And now he's got 21 XP. Wait, do we have 21? We'll save that one for Halima, or maybe not. Who's got 210 minutes? Susan? Knock that out on 5? Yeah, good deal. Loney's up to 22 XP already. Let's see, the Spider's got some armor missing still. It's gonna be 90 minutes. It's gonna be 25 minutes. Okay. So that is just about all the repairs except for the Spider, which is gonna be another couple of days. We'll have Penny knock out the right torso in 2 days. The Cronus. I wanted to assign Penny to that, which is something I've been meaning to do for like over a week. Yeah, it's gonna take her about 3 days and she'll have to make it on a 5. But as long as Edeborg is working on that engine, there's not anyone else who can do the job better than her. We'll have Chris try to knock out this arm on a 6. It's not ideal, but I'd rather sacrifice an arm to a bad roll than the XL engine. That's an easy choice to make. So yeah, our best tech is definitely going on the engine. Let's see, everyone in the infirmary is taken care of. The hangar, the repair bay. We're going to be getting another lance of mechs in for repairs tomorrow. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit before Aleutian Lance is ready to... Oh, Fred Modry. Attempts to fix gyro on a hatchman and needs a 4 and rolls a 3. That is unfortunate. Can we take another crack at that? Apparently not. Fred Modry and all of our elites are otherwise occupied, and I'm not trying to repair a gyro, even a 2-ton gyro, on a 5 or better. So we've got the Orion, which lost all of its head armor and is going to need a new arm. We can give that to Loney to start working on these armor. Dulfikar right here can start on the reloading. We've got quite a lot of LRM-15 ammo needing to be reloaded, quite a lot of LBX ammo, and some SRM-6 ammo as well. HMS Boat Trigger, hey, how's it going? The Orion must have really took a beating. It really did. This was Nairn Limbrick's ride on a mission that we took on. Yeah, almost lost the leg, basically lost the arm, took 3 separate hits to the head, leaving it with 0 armor. It was a pretty brutal mission by our standards. I understand there are other people who game who have more regular losses than I do, which is fine. The spider is dead though. We can fix it. It's just going to take some time because the engine took 3 hits. Yeah, it's actually mostly fixed now. It just needs the right torso put back in, which is being worked on. We have the technology, yes, indeed. Let's see, the Orion, we've got quite a lot of armor left. We've got the upper arm actuator on the busted arm. What else is in that left arm that needs to come out? Lower arm actuator and a laser. We'll have Shoya now. Fornita? Knockout. Okay. And then Ogiko salvage the laser on a 4. Nice. Go back to repair mode. Go back to all. Scrap the bad arm. That's going to be a time-consuming project as well. Fixing that leg that's down to 1 point. Probably wouldn't be worth spending 6 million C-bills on a spider, given they only cost 2 mil something. How much is that engine worth? It's only 0.3 million C-bills. It's not that big of an expenditure. But yeah, we might actually... One thing we might do is swap out the spider for maybe a Jenner or a fire starter. Meaning to... Oh, the 6... No! Duh. Yeah, I'm stupid. Yeah. I embarrass myself sometimes. Yeah, no, wouldn't be worth spending $6 million on a spider now, for sure. Can we get this down to 37 minutes? Yeah, we can knock out 37-minute job. Guillaume can knock this out on a 5, hopefully. Amalika can knock this out on a 4 on the 2nd try. We've got Loney again for the damage to the Warhammer, except for this guy, which is going to be... Oh! Armor supplies lost, but gained an XP. So that was, I guess, almost a ton of armor. We'll have Tamlika try it on a 6 as well. Works for me. We'll have Susan try it on a 5. And she also lost armor supplies. That gets her up to 21 XP. How are we for armor now? Jeez. Armor standard 1300 points. Go ahead and order 5 more lots. Just so we don't end up running low. That spider better be made of titanium for 6 million. I imagine it already was made of titanium alloys and various other high-tech bits and bobs. Alright, so Loney's up to 24 XP. We can give Viknok maybe these other 2 jobs. We've got a jump jet needing to be repaired on the Grasshopper. We can have Veronica do that. And then we've got this leg here, which is going to need a little extra love. Agree, can't see spending 6 million on a spider. Even the best of spiders, it would be challenging. Sky just turned black and tornado warnings are going off. Wow. Wow. Stay safe. Always imagined it's steel. I do know that it's described as an ablative armor, meaning that it like sheds off as it becomes damaged. So I don't know what kind of high-tech ceramic titanium compound it's made of, but I always figured it was something like that, not steel. And yeah, no, I agree. That does not sound good. 6 is on that, so we're holding off. Still got the Marauder. We can have B knock out this torso on a 4. Zulfikar can knock out these SRM ammos on automatic. We've still got, what's that, 170, 295, 380 something, I think. Yeah, we can have B knock these out real quick. In fact, here's a 95 as well, so we can make that nice and clean. Absolutely nothing on material or Sarna's BAR and BattleMech armor page. Maybe they've never actually gone into detail. I don't know. It seems everyone else is looking at the window. I thought elementals were ablative armor. Depending on how you play, yeah. We'll have Alexandru knock out this armor. Okay, so the Marauder will be done 10 minutes into tomorrow. The Spider is a work in progress. The Hatchman is going to need a new gyro, but we don't have the manpower for that. So we're going to have to give it another day. Bar rating 10. Ship external bulkhead, solid rock, BattleMech armor. BattleMech armor is made of rocks. Obviously. Zuko gained XP as well. Not enough to go up, but yeah, we are earning some XPs. Going on to December 30th, we've got maintenance on the Slayer, which is improving in quality. We've got the coolant truck is kind of a mixed bag, but not terrible. We got the armor fixed, needed a 2. We got the left arm on the Hatchman, thank you, Chris. We failed to get the right torso on the Spider again. Again? Was it the Spider? Was it the right torso? Maybe it was an arm. I forget. Um, the 240 XL engine's gonna be another probably day or so. Yeah, it'll be just barely into tomorrow. We've got the Wolverine in 18,000 minutes, give or take, the Archer in 9,000, the Cronus in 15, and the Warhammer in 3,200. Armor will be delivered over the next 4 days. And we've got our tech time back, so we can... we've got Fred Modry. Who can do these on a 5, but that's gonna be a while. Because he's only doing it 120 minutes at a time. We can have him try and knock out this gyro again on what was that, a 4 or 5? We'll have Loney knock out this armor. Oh, and we don't have any green techs anymore, which I guess is a good and bad thing. It does mean that we can start training up our regular techs with easier jobs and do it quicker. Medium laser, we'll do that on a 5, sounds good. Nice, okay, so the Hatchman just needs the gyro fixed, and it'll be good to go. Spider still needs its right torso, which is probably also going to be an Edeborg job. Chris could knock that out on a 5, and it would only take her another 2 days. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get started on that, because Edeborg's not going to be able to knock it out any faster, because she's still working on the engine. That's the Hatchman, the Spider, and the Orion is waiting. What else have we got? Nothing much. December 31st, New Year's Eve, big day coming up. The first of 3049. We've got Rifleman maintenance, which is that's not good. Rolled a Snake Eyes on one of the autocannons. New quality is level E. Left arm and left leg, both endosteel, get down to quality D. The armor did improve in quality, which I guess is worth something, but that's still not what I like to see. So the gyro is going to be another couple days. The right torso is going to be another couple days. We did fix the XL engine, which is nice. Thank you, Edeborg. And we'll have the Warhammer in, what is that, 6 days? The infirmary, we're down to, Nairn is down to 1 injury. Everyone else is coming along nicely. Who have we got that can work on the right leg here? We've got Edeborg, can work on the right leg on a 4. That'll take another couple of days. The left arm, we can give that to Penny on a 5. That's also going to take her 4 days at this rate. Waiting on the engine to get fixed. Waiting on Fred Modry to finish repairing the gyro. Alright. January 1st. I am going to go ahead and save it here just for posterity. Personnel market updated. We've got Lonneke Verfel, an elite soldier, foot platoon, rifle paratrooper. Interesting. Halo paratrooper, Lyran paratrooper corps. So that's what, like high altitude, low orbit, low opening? High altitude, low opening, yeah. So they come in fast and hot. That said, do we really need a Halo paratrooper squad? I don't know if we do. The unit market has been updated. We've got Trebuchet, a Wasp, a Stalker. The Stalker 4P, which drops one of the LRMs. Presumably for more armor, I think. And another awesome 8Q, which I believe we already have like 2 backups of. Oh, we've got one backup, but it's already modified. Why is a stalker more expensive than an awesome? That's a good question. Market, there we go. Actually, the value on the stalker is almost 6.2 C-bills. The awesome is 6.6 million C-bills. So yeah, the only difference is that discount. The awesome is actually a more valuable mech. It's just show me the discount again. What did I do wrong here? Well, yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, the stalker is only more expensive because it's on a markup and not a discount. So that was markets. We're not interested in the contract market because we're still on a contract and will be for the next couple of months. Yeah, until March 20th. So almost three whole months. Patrick Schlomer has started traveling with the Force and is now dependent on it. Laze Ruklov, Gilbert Reisenstein, Fred Phillips, Megan. We've got a lot of new dependents. Enemy morale is now low on contract. Special scenario this month. Officer duel will occur on the 5th. Interesting. Yarvik gained an XP, which is not enough to do anything with. Doodles gained an XP, which is also not enough to do anything with yet. Hikari Ono gained an XP. We could actually probably spend that on Scrounge, just for flavor. According to someone, Tech Manual might say what mech armor is made of. Yeah, I could see that. Let's see. So a bunch of people gained some XP, like a bunch. More than I can really go through all in in the amount of time we have now. We've got maintenance on the Stalker 3F Mark II. We've got armor up, we've got armor down. We've got a double heat sink down and a leg actuator up. Okay, well. Oh, we're still dealing with this +2 era mod, so I must have been mistaken about that. That is gonna put a crimp in my style for another year. That's kind of unfortunate. Oh yeah, the 4P. Oh, not purchase unit. We're not allowed to do that. Looking at unit market. Stalker 4P, yeah, 75 tons. So therefore is valued more cheaply than the awesome 8Q, which is 8 tons heavier. I'm guessing 25 to 40. They're both slow, so neither one of them has a super expensive engine. It's mainly just going to be armor and guns and heat sinks. That's going to be the expensive bit. That was the Stalker. We've got the Maxim, which is moving upwards. Okay, we've got an APC, which is falling to pieces. Don't really care. And the Scavenger Mech, or Salvage Mech, still in really good shape. The right leg on the Orion's going to be another bit. This gyro is going to be a little bit. We finally got the right torso on the Spider. Does the 4P have the quirk? Let me double check. Combat computer, yes it does. So it effectively has 24 heat sinks if you're playing with quirks, which is still not enough to fire everything. 4 medium lasers is 12. 2 large lasers is another 16. That gives us 28. That's already up at plus the 2 SRMs and the LRMs. Someone linked me to a Sarna page that explains mech armor. Okay. ... I'll post it in the Discord. Okay. Shout out, by the way, anyone watching who's not part of the Discord, link is in my bio. So, yeah, definitely check that out. So we've got 28, almost 29 million C-bills for payout. Jeez. Almost 6 million paid out as shares. Thought I had shares turned off, but you know what? I'm not mad at it. Plus another million C-bills in salaries. Let's see, what have we got in the repair bay still? We've got the Orion, which is just waiting on its leg and its arm still. We've got the Spider, which is ready for its engine, which we can have B do over the course of today and tomorrow. 720 minutes. Yeah, that works. We'll have to reattach this arm. That's also going to be a big project, 720 minutes. We'll have Susan do that over the course of 3 days. Or do we have Veronica do it? Yeah, we'll have Veronica do it over today and tomorrow. In short, top layer, crystalline steel, middle layer, cubic boron nitride, inner layer, titanium alloy honeycomb. Yeah, that sounds about what I was thinking. High-tech alloy sounding stuff. Honeycomb titanium alloy, I don't even know if that's like a real thing. When the outer layers are flexed too much, they will shatter like a pane of tempered glass. Interesting. That would explain the techs losing armor supplies. Yeah, it would. Does the armor just get broken? Well, now we know. They've flexed it too hard. Okay, so this is all stuff that should be getting done by tomorrow. So Aleutian Lance is still waiting on the Spider. Galatea Lance is still waiting on the Orion. Monday, January 1st, going on January 2nd. And on top of that, there are varying levels of plot armor. Yes, this is also true. And plot armor, the way I understand it, is not ablative. That's it's just a permanent fixture. Aesel Chagamian has conceived a baby. Fortunately, maybe ungroup by unit. Okay, Green Soldier, Field Gunner, AC5, unit ID 21. We're going to assign to unit none, first of all. We're going to replace you with someone who has an experience point. Ferrofibrous just adds diamonds to the steel layer. How is that lost tech? Like turning a laser off and on quickly. We will change the primary role to dependent until you have some XP and can become something else. But yeah, I thought the ferrofibrous was like a whole nother like process to the armor that made it, you know, into a more fibrous material. Almost like a pith. I don't know. Let's see, the quick draw. Part damaged was some armor. That's unfortunate. Or having missiles refuse to fire without a lock like Streaks. I think the lost tech aspect of Streaks was the targeting computer that could lock on and guarantee that every missile hits. I'm of the mind that a big part of the 2-hit roll in the phase of the game, you know, the weapons attack phase of the game, represents a number of factors that aren't always taken into account individually. Things like electronic countermeasures and jamming and targeting computers and tracking and things like that. Edinburgh. This is might have to wait. Gyro didn't get fixed again. Failed to fix the right leg. Failed to fix the gyro. Dang. Newest version of Rogue Tech has a lot more ECM and ECCM effects. Yeah, I've seen a little bit of that on Baradol's channel. He's the one that I watch play Rogue Tech. And yeah, it definitely seems like every time I watch him, there's just concentric circles all over the map indicating who's being jammed and who's targeting is working at full strength and what have you and everything. Okay, so that's going to be like 4 more days, but it should be almost a sure thing. And we'll have 1 point of armor. Do we risk it on a... Oh! Rion was an armor specialist! I forgot, he can do it on a 4. Well, that's nice. And that means that we've got Illusion Lance ready to roll. We go here. We go here. I think we go here. And watch, we're going to encounter another another enemy force real quick. Okay, so Illusion Lance is on deployment. They'll be there for another 3 days. As soon as the Orion is done, we'll send Galatea Lance out after them. On January 5th, we are also going to have that officer duel. 10 tons of armor have arrived. Failed to have not fixed the right leg yet. Did replace the left arm on the Orion. Needed a 5, got a 12. Penny Singlemore got an XP for that. And the Orion just needs its leg finished up and a few other odds and ends. Not taking a chance on 24 points of armor. And I don't see any point in taking a chance on a medium laser either if we've got all this time now. We'll have Vernita knock out one of those and gain an XP for failing. Kostya can knock out the other 2. Alright, so that right leg is going to be another day or 2, depending on who's working on it. Okay, so January 3rd into January 4th. Maintenance on the Grasshopper Mark III, and things are ugly. Partial maintenance on the Grasshopper. What happened? When did we not maintain the Grasshopper? And how can we recover from this? That is so much red. We fixed the right leg on the Orion, so that thing should be out of the repair bay. We can now send Galatea Lance over here and detect a hostile force. Engage enemy force. Mountains, mountains high. Battle date will be tomorrow. Or will it be the 7th? Let's check the briefing room. Yeah, they will both be tomorrow. So... Dang, I did not see that coming, actually. We'll have the Warhammer up in 2 more days. We've got... Let's see, yeah, that's everything out of the repair bay. We can go ahead and hop on over to the 5th. Marcus, FCNS. Announced to much fanfare, the Armed Forces of the Federated Commonwealth christened 2 new regimental combat teams, the 11th and 12th Federated Commonwealth RCTs, will be stationed on Sky and Marcus respectively. The new commands are staffed by soldiers from throughout the Federated Commonwealth and will assist in the defense of the Sarna March. Okay. We've got Special Scenario Officer Duel today. We've got Engage today, which is already deployed for. We've got the Warhammer done tomorrow, if it doesn't need more than one roll. Who can we send on this Officer Duel? Use the TO&E interface to deploy a single unit to this scenario. Destroy, cripple, or force withdrawal of at least 100% of the following enemy forces. Ensure that 100% individual units from the following forces survive. Winner controls the battlefield. And we're up against a 4.6 and a Trebuchet 5S, which is the short-range missile version. Yes. One SRM-6, and it looks like 2 tons of... Oh, 2 SRM-6s and 2 tons of SRM-6 ammo. Our big boss... what big boss? Are you talking about this Trebuchet here? The Officer Duel? Are we gonna send our... Are we gonna send Petra on that? See what they, the CO. Let's send out our CO, that would be Petra. Let's see what happens to this Op4 when we do that. We're now up against a 2000 point Hatamoto-Chi 26T, the 3-4 pilot. Hatamoto-Chi has 2 PPCs, 2 SRM-6s, some heat sinks, fairly solid armor. Eesh. I don't know, that might not be in our favor. Yeah, it is a lot like a Thug. I think the Thug is the Thug 75 or 80 tons? I forget. The Hatamoto-Chi is 80, because I know it's based on the Charger mech. So we've got 2 PPCs. We have 2 PPCs and an autocannon 10. Heck it. They've got SRMs, we've got lasers. I did not happen to see what map we're on, but I did see Clear Calm. We're starting on the east, they're starting on the west. Oh, that is a tiny little map with no cover whatsoever. We should have at least one reroll. We'll go ahead and add some light woods with our one reroll and see how that works. And this should be over and done with relatively quickly, being that it's a one-on-one match. You've got 15 tons advantage for physicals. That is true. We're also 700 points stronger in the battle value. What you call it? Okay, so things are already starting to look a bit different, as you can tell. We've got actually, is there a way that we can switch view? No, that is not what I wanted. Let's go ahead and switch that back. Is there a way that we can pin this to the side like we did on 49.7? How about we just stand here in these heavy woods and just snipe him until he comes in close? We've won initiative for round 1. Oh yeah, he's closing in all right. We've got him at medium range. We've got him... We are in the heavy woods. He ran 5 for a TMM of 2. Yeah, we will stand still. We will stay put. He's got PPCs coming in at us on 9s. We've got PPCs on him on 7s. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. That should be fine, I think. So yeah, we will take all the 7s. And we'll throw in a couple of 11s as well, just to be heat neutral. We might score a few extra points of damage, who knows? Oh, this is blue. Hatamoto-Chi hits us in the left arm with a PPC, leaving us with 20 armor remaining. We hit him in the right leg with a PPC, leaving him with 23 armor remaining. Everything else missed. He is now at 5 heat. We are heat neutral. We've won initiative going into round 2, and he is continuing to close. I will continue to stand still. And I've got him on 6s with the PPC and the LBX, and 8s with the medium lasers, which is where we're going to invest in. And if I had one more medium laser. Yeah, what has he got on us? He's got a 9 and an 11. We've got him on 6s and 8s. This is going to be one-sided as heck. He did land 2 SRMs on us to the right leg and center torso. We responded with an LB-10X to the left torso. He's down to 14 armor there. And 6 SRMs, which is enough to force a piloting check. He is still at 21 armor or better, except for that left torso is at 14. Yeah, he's not looking too rough at the, well, that's at the beginning of the phase. Let's see what it looks like now. Yeah, he's still only slightly chewed up. And he's also running at 4 heat still. We've won initiative going into round 3. Now he is in short range. Do we go for the physicals? Yeah, he's got 2 SRM 6s at close range. We've got all the lasers. And we're going to want a unit overview. No. Unit display. There we go. Accidentally closed that out. So we've got him. I mean, we might as well keep firing one of the PPCs, even on a 9. We've got him on 6s with literally everything else, and we can do that for 1 heat. And like you say, we've got a 15-ton advantage when it comes to physicals. So he did hit us with 8 SRMs. I'm seeing left arm down to 18, 16. Yeah, left arm down to 16 is the worst we got. We hit him in the left torso with the LB-10X. He's down to 4 armor there. Medium lasers to the right torso, left arm, right leg, right arm, right leg, down to 11 armor on that leg. Small laser to the right arm, down to 13. And 3 SRMs to the center torso and right leg, down to 7 armor on that leg. Needs a 6 because he took 40 plus damage and gets a 9. And then we kick him on a 5 for a 19. He missed his kick. We critted on his foot and left him with 5 structure. He needs 3 5s for getting kicked, missing a kick, and losing his foot, and he does get them all. He is at 6 heat. We are slowly building up a single point, and we've won initiative for round 4. Do we want to get in his back? I think we do, actually. We get into his back. We can maybe take out that right leg. I think that's... Let me view him real quick. That left torso, he is weaker on the front. Everywhere else, he is weaker on the back. So yeah, that is going to be our move. And we'll fire the same things we fired last time. That's going to be 1 the PPCs, the LB-10X on a 3, all the medium lasers, the smalls, and the SRM. And again, we're ending with 1 point of heat. We hit him in the right leg with our PPC, destroying it and transferring it to the right torso rear. So he's going prone. LB-10X to the left torso rear goes internal. Medium lasers to the center torso rear, leaving him with 0 armor. Left and right arm, left arm again, left leg with 2 smalls. Missed with the SRM-6 on a 3. Got a 2. Oh, he was also sprinting. So he goes down hard. He needs a 3 to stay conscious. Is it even worth kicking him at this point, or do we want to try to salvage this Hatamoto-Chi? I mean, I got nothing against the Hatamoto-Chi. I wouldn't mind souping one up. Yeah, we're gonna hold off. Hopefully he ejects or something. We have lost initiative going into round 5. So we will go ahead and run just to get our facing right. And yeah, he gets up. He needed a 9. He got a 9. He is standing there on one leg. And he is facing us. And we are going to continue laying into him, I guess. And that puts us at 2 heat with 1 PPC unfired. We got him in the right torso with the PPC we did fire. We missed with the LB-10X. We hit him in the left arm and the head with medium lasers. The left leg with a couple more. Right torso, critting on his SRM-6. Center torso and right torso take 3 apiece. And 4 SRMs to the center torso, right torso, and left arm. He missed with the PPC. He did hit us with 8 SRMs. We're down to 14 on that left arm. And he needed an 11 because he took 40 plus damage again. He falls. He needs an 11 to avoid hurting himself. He fails. He needs a 7 to stay conscious. Do we kick him? Yeah, let's go ahead and kick him. Kicked him in the right leg, which transfers to the right torso, blowing off his right arm and transferring into the center torso, leaving him with 1 armor. Alright, buddy. Are you going to eject yet? We're at 2 heat. He's at 6. We've 1 initiative. And he ejects. Alright. Go ahead and pick up that pilot. Hatavan den Odin has been picked up. All victory conditions achieved. Yes, we controlled the battlefield. Let's see. Basically undamaged, I would say. Barely even used any ammo. We used half a bin of the standard ammo for the autocannon. Yeah, this is gonna be super easy to repair. Mostly it was SRM damage. No wounds. Now see, this is why I didn't want to take the guillotine after last week's mission, because now we can take the Hatamoto-Chi, which needs a right torso, needs a right leg, needs the right arm put back on. It's short an SRM-6 and a cockpit. It's got basically no armor on the center torso. And it would put us way over on our salvage percentage. We'd go from 6% out of 10 to 26 out of 10. Is it worth it? I don't know. If we did that, we wouldn't be able to salvage much of anything for a hot minute. No, I don't think we want the Hatamoto-Chi. Not this time. We did capture Hatavan den Odin. I know I don't have one. But look what it does to our salvage percentage. That would take us forever to recover from. We wouldn't be able to start salvaging things until we had salvaged 44 million things, C-bills worth of things for our employer. That puts us so far over. We might not even end up with 44 million C-bills worth of stuff salvaged at this rate. We've almost got the map uncovered, so it's basically just going to be random battles from here on out. What do we think, guys? For right now, I'm going to leave it checked. We can claim that kill by Petra. Force withdrawal, preserve. You say go for it? Fine. Screw it. We'll call that a decisive victory because we took practically no damage and we ended up with a mostly complete mech. Disconnected. Well, I thank you for telling me that. Can I shrink this? I cannot shrink that. That's an odd size for that window to be. So we've got the Banshee needing 10, 12, 20, 24 40, 46 points of armor altogether. And 9 shots of ammo in totality. So we've got, where is Dulfikar for the reloads? We've got, not Big Knock, not Loney for the armor. And the Hatamoto-Chi. Can we finish this in one day? No, we're not going to be able to finish this in one day. Gets us closer to a regimental combat team's worth of mothballs. Yeah, that's what I was just going to ask. Can we get this in mothballs by the end of the day? But I don't think we're going to be able to. The cockpit and the torso and the arm and the leg are all going to take longer than one day. We can have Chris go ahead and put the cockpit in. That'll take her just over a day. We'll have Edeborg start on the right torso on a 4. Left torso, we can give that to... We can give that... Oh, me. Doesn't even need that. We can do that in half as much time, 180 minutes. We can give that to Halima. Hopefully she fixes that on the first try. Alright, Loney is not going to do the 160-minute job, but he will do... Thinking like almost everything else. We'll have Riyam work on this. We'll do a rush job for 55 minutes because he's an armor specialist. Well, fine then. You can just fail at that. Big Knock. How do you feel about knocking out some big armor jobs for me on 4s? So barely on that one. Tamalika. Tamalika again, barely on a 4. We've got B can do a right leg on a 6. Means that she would break it on a 2 or a 3. Yeah, I'll take that chance. Now who do we assign? First of all, we need to put this thing in mothballs. We'll have Shada do that. We'll have the Hatamoto-Chi, extra time times 3. 9-person, tech, regular. George Valdez it is. Didn't mean to click that. So that's gonna be just a little while longer. In the meantime, we still have another battle to do. Engage. And we're engaging against, 12,000 BV worth of stuff. That's a Skulker, a J. Edgar, a Scimitar, a Dragon 1C with a veteran pilot, a Locust, an Archer 2K, a Griffin 1N, an Archer 2K with a 2.5 pilot. That's scary. That's the Kurita variant, which I believe has LRM-15s and large lasers. Let me double check. LRM-15s and large lasers, yeah. On a 2.5 pilot. At least he's going to be easy to knock down. We've got a 3.6 and a Griffin, a 6.5 and an Ostrak, a pair of Manticores, a Grand Dragon, and a Rommel, which is also nothing to sneeze at. Mountains High, Dusk Dawn, 1 reroll remaining. Additional allied support will be provided. I'm not seeing any. Engage for at least 8 turns. Okay, so we're not actually trying to kill them. Our objective is simply to engage them. Which means... Can we send Aleutian Lance to reinforce? How quickly can they get there? Alright. So now, we should have a numerical, well, maybe not a numerical advantage as far as number of targets on the field, but a numerical advantage as far as battle value on the field. Our 2 lances to their 3. They're deploying in the east and the southwest, so we're actually going to be deploying kind of behind them with our reinforcements. That's interesting. Alright, let's see what we are dealing with here. First, let's check out this map. The map looks, there we go. You know what? I kind of like this map. This looks interesting. We're deploying on, what was it, the east side, and they're deploying on the west. Sorry, east and west. Yeah. Yeah, we can go ahead and do this. We're deploying on... Oh my goodness, our reinforcements are arriving on round 3. That's ridiculous. Heck yes, I'm down for that. This is gonna be interesting, to say the least. We've lost initiative for the deployment phase. Alright, I'm thinking maybe mini-map might be more important than that right now. Still getting used to the new setup. Where do we put... the Marauder is our slowest mech. No, the Orion doesn't have jump jets. The Grasshopper is our fastest mech, being a 584. Let's start here. We'll tear across this way and peek over this mountain when we get there. We've still got no eyes on. The Orion can start here, I'm thinking, maybe. The Marauder, maybe jumping, I assume, more than anything. The Warhammer, who is terrestrially bound, I guess is going to start probably behind the Grasshopper. Alright, we've won initiative for round 1. Let's see if we can spot anything. We have not spotted anything. We can go ahead and sprint, I think. Oh, leaping. Leaping, no, we are not trying to leap. What level are we looking at here? We're on level 5. We're trying to get to level 2. Can we go this way instead? Let's try that way. Okay, no leaping that way. Still don't have eyes on anything. Are you sure you want to sprint? Yes, as long as we're not leaping. That's a good way to lose your max legs. No, we are, again, not trying to be about that. Okay, this is level 2, this is level 0. Yeah, we'll be able to make that that move next turn. Oh, one thing I noticed, I don't know if you can tell, but on the mini-map, There's a white border around the mech that hasn't moved yet, and a black border around the ones that have. I believe that's a new feature. That's pretty cool. Alright, nothing doing during the movement phase. Nothing doing during the firing phase. No one's building up any heat yet. We have one initiative going into round 2. We still have no eyes on anyone. We'll go ahead and run that. We'll slow down to a run for most of these guys, actually. Still nothing in the movement phase, still nothing in the firing phase. Still nothing in the heat phase. We have one initiative for round 3, and we can deploy anywhere in this southwestern corner. We've got the Wolverine, the Quickdraw, the Spider, and the Cronus. We do not know where the enemy is. Let's start with the freshly repaired Spider. We'll put him in some heavy woods, maybe get some eyes on some bad guys, and tell us where we need to go put everything else. Yeah, works for. Oh, there they all are. Oh, there they all are. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we're gonna give them a little bit of space. I'll go ahead, have the Wolverine jump up there next turn. We'll have the quick draw. Can start making his way towards this peak. And the Cronus can maybe. Is that 1 level or 2? That's level 1, that's level 0, so yeah, that should be partial cover right there. Alright, starting with the Grasshopper, let's go ahead, we will sprint. We need to catch up to the rest of the party. Yes, I want to sprint, as long as there's no leaping. We'll have Tentacle Shogun, maybe jump. Scarponi will run. Like, can we go there? No, we can go there though. Yeah, we'll do that. We really need to get caught up here. And the Orion as well. Oh, he has eyes on absolutely nothing from here. Oh, we can get eyes on the Archer if we jump into this hex. Quick draw. Can we go there? Yeah, we can. The Cronus. Not have eyes on anyone from where he is. Still only eyes on the J. Edgar, it looks like, but we can work with that. Last but not least is Tortoise. This Griffin is building up heat already. Is that what I'm seeing? Will it not show me his heat scale? Heat 0 of 12, heat 0 of 12. So what's the little yellow pips? Oh, is that his evasion? Are there evasion pips now? Well, that's cool. That said, I think I want to move at least 7 hexes, and I want to do it in a backwards fashion. I'm not trying to get surrounded by that horde. J. Edgar does not sideslip while flanking and turning. Scarf Honey has J. Edgar blocked by terrain. Marauder has no one in range. Orion only has range for the J. Edgar with the LBX. What do we have? Maybe with the LRMs? No, still nothing. Grasshopper has eyes on nothing. Alright, Wolverine has eyes on the Archer. At long range, we've got him on an 11. He's got LRMs, so I'm sure he needs less than 11s. Probably 9s. 10s. Okay, well. Need to see my build up. There we go. We'll go ahead and do the LB10X on an 11. Everything else is out of range. The Quick Draw has no targets. Spider has no targets. The Cronus has J. Edgar on a 14. Not gonna happen. Alright, the Archer hits us with all 15 LRMs to the left torso and center torso. That sucks. At least that wasn't a PSR, but we're down to 15 armor already on that center torso. That was a PPC to the chest, and then some. So we've won initiative going into round 4. Assuming that they are starting to move towards us now. Can we sprint 6 hexes? That's going to get us, what, a +1 movement modifier? Yeah. Okay. What if we jump? Still no. There's the other mountain in the way. That's okay. See, the Orion will also be sprinting. Grasshopper, can we get eyes on anyone? We will sprint 7 hexes, that gets us a +1. And then next turn we can hop into, say, these woods here and have commanding view of maybe this northern section here. Let's see, the Wolverine. Where can we jump to that gives us any kind of cover? We get 3 hexes from the J. Edgar and maybe try to take him out. He's got 3 evasion pips, whatever you want to call them. As long as we don't take another 15 LRMs to the chest, I think we're okay there. Quick Draw, you were coming here basically to kind of crest this ridge, which we are in fact do by jumping, I think. Tortoise, where do we want you? We get you into this light woods here. for +5 total, I think. Draw some fire, maybe? Of course, if any of it hits you, that's gonna really hurt. And Stiletto will walk into the heavy woods and start laying into, I think, the Griffin. J. Edgar needs a 5, gets a 9. Let's see. Scarponi has no eyes on anyone. Marauder has no one in range. Orion has eyes on nobody. Grasshopper has eyes on nobody, it looks like. Wolverine, you came here to mangle this J. Edgar. Let's see what we're working with here. 10s. Three +1 for Dusk Dawn. I forgot about that. Maybe I should have made that clear. Oh, the Warhammer and the Orion sprinted anyway. Yeah, of course they did. I wasn't even thinking. So we've got him on 9s and 10s, it looks like. That puts us at 3 heat, which I am fine with. We'll just keep one of the medium lasers out of the action next turn. Quick Draw has eyes on nobody. Spider will wait until we've got the large laser fired. We've got the Griffin on 4s now. Yeah, we will go ahead and fire all the things, light him up. And then, thinking we've got the Griffin on 8s. Probably about the best shot we've got. Might as well take it. We'll do 3 heat this turn. Alright, the Scimitar missing the Cronus, the J. Edgar missing the Wolverine, the Dragon at the Cronus, landing an autocannon 2 to the center torso. The Archer 2K at the Wolverine, landing, ouch, another 24 LRMs to the arms, critting on the LB-10X. The right leg and the left torso. Ouch, ouch, ouch. The Griffin landing a PPC on the Wolverine's left arm. Down to 3 armor there. The Ostrak at the Cronus, missing on a 12. Manticore at the Cronus, missing on 9s and 11s and 12s. Wolverine at the J. Edgar on 10s, landing the LB-10X 6 pellets to the front and left side, immobilizing the J. Edgar, that's important. The Manticore at the Cronus, missing with everything. The Grand Dragon at the Cronus, starting a fire with his PPC, missing with everything else. And finally, Stiletto in the Cronus, firing at the Griffin on 4s. Hit him in the right torso, hit him in the right leg, hit him in the head. Hit him in the right leg critical for the lower leg. 3 SRMs to the left and right arm and the right torso. Yeah, that Archer, I think he was the 2-6 pilot. Let me pull him back up. Where did he go? And your Dragon Archer 2K, number 121. Yeah, he is a 2-5 pilot, so he is scary accurate with those missiles. The Wolverine took 20 plus damage, needs a 4, gets an 8. The Griffin needs a pair of 8s, gets a 9 and an 8. Well, I was hoping to knock down the Griffin, but it didn't happen. What we can do, we can still kick him on a 2 for 11 points to the right leg going internal and causing him to need a 7 to stay standing, which he barely gets. He is teetering and tottering, but he is not going down yet. An Archer pilot with yeah, I saw that. Melee Specialist and Melee Master, so he's going to be punching and kicking twice apiece. We've won initiative going into round 5. Alright, Tentacle Shogun. We can get eyes on... I'm sorry, this is Scarponi. Let's... Yeah. Go ahead and move there this turn. That gives us 5 hexes. We can work with that. The Orion gives us 4 hexes, which could be better. And the Grasshopper gives us 5 hexes and visibility on a whole bunch of dudes. The Wolverine, which now has no LB10X. Do we dump the ammo? Could IDF with the Orion? Oh, indirect fire? Yeah, if we've got a spotter. Maybe Tortoise can do that. Have the Wolverine, because the Wolverine still has a significant amount of armor, but I think, yeah, we'll try and take out the J. Edgar this turn, maybe the Scimitar next turn. Or maybe we can have the quick draw come over here and try to take out this Scimitar. Can we walk into those woods? No, we can't. We have to jump to get into the woods. That should give us medium range on the Scimitar, who has 2 evasion pips. Tortoise, I want you maybe behind the Ostroc. Ostrocs have weak back armor, I want to say. Yeah, 4 and 6. Heck, Ostrocs just have weak armor all around. His arms are only at 8. Yeah, we'll do that. Try to scooch on past the worst of it. We'll have Stiletto come over here and start harassing this archer at close melee range. Still got 2 large lasers. He gives up his medium lasers to do it though. Where do we put Stiletto? I don't want to be adjacent to the archer. We'll do it like that, I guess. Builds up some heat. Alright. Scarponi, you've got eyes on the Scimitar. You've got him on 10s. We might as well unleash a couple of PPCs in his direction. Tentacle Shogun, you've got the Scimitar on 12s. It's not worth building up any heat, but we'll go through some ammo. Let me see here. The Spider has the Skulker on 9s, has the Ostroc on 10s, Dragon on 11s. Yeah, let's go ahead and we'll just spot. The Orion has the quick draw on possible. Where is mode? Has him on 16s. This is why I don't usually bother with indirect fire. Because the modifiers just stack up super quickly. Wait, why can I not fire on the Skulker? Blocked by terrain. It shouldn't matter if it's indirect fire. I mean, Tortoise should be spotting on the Skulker as well as the Ostroc, if I'm not mistaken. Well, I guess we've got the Ostroc on... Oh, we don't have the Ostroc. He's out of visual range. The Grasshopper has the Archer on 8s. That might be our best bet. We'll throw in a couple of 12s just to use up those heat sinks. Wolverine at the J. Edgar. We want to hit him in the left side, which we don't have. I guess we can check out the front. No, we want to hit that right side or the rear. Rear, ideally, yeah. That's going to be just everything, because we don't have to worry about heat anymore, because not all of our weapons fire. Actually, that puts us at 4 heat. That's more than I was expecting. We've got the Ostrak on 9s. Take that over a 10. We'll throw in some 11s. And stay heat neutral, I think. And last but not least, the Cronus has the dragon on a 7, has the archer on a 5. Thought spotting was only on one target. I may be wrong, but I thought spotting like affected, you know, like you could spend your turn spotting and just any enemies that you could see would be spotted for indirect fire. That's the way I understood it anyways. We'll go up to 4 heat trying to knock down this archer. Alright, the scimitar missing on a 9, the Warhammer, our Warhammer missing on 10s, the Skulker missing on an 11, Marauder missing on 12s, the Dragon missing on 11s and 9s, the Archer landing 9 more LRMs, sorry, 14 more LRMs on the Wolverine. To the right arm, down to 0 armor, would have been the head, but cost us our last point of edge, and the center torso down to 10 armor there. The Griffin missing on 11s, the Ostrak missing on 12s, the Manticore missing on 10s and 12s, the Grasshopper at the Archer hits him in the right torso critical for no effect, down to 12 armor. The Manticore missing on 9s, 11s, and 12s, the Wolverine at the J. Edgar hits him in the rear, hits him in the rear, and hits him in the rear, causing the SRM2 ammo to explode. Seems strange that short-range missiles don't seem to have any guidance, at least in the video games. I believe that's canon, actually, even in the tabletop, is that long-range missiles have more guidance than short-range missiles. The exception, of course, being streak SRMs. The Grand Dragon missing, the Quick Draw landing a medium laser on the Ostrak's right torso, glancing blow for 2 damage, down to 20 points. Rommel with an autocannon 20 missing on a 12. The Cronus at the Archer hits him in the left torso, hits him in the center torso with 3 medium pulse lasers. That is 18 damage all to the center torso, just bam, bam, bam. Nice. Technically speaking, since they don't have any guidance, wouldn't they be rockets? I don't know. In Battletech, at least, rockets are a single-use weapon, whereas missiles are repeated-use weapons. Carpathize, hi, how are you? I'm doing pretty well, with the exception of some stuff I've got going on that you don't need to worry about. But yeah, things are going well. Our Wolverine is getting bushwhacked pretty badly by this Archer who just fell down and busted his large laser. I mean, in real life, the difference between a rocket and a missile is that missiles have guidance. That makes sense. Archer needs a 5 to stay conscious, gets a 7. Yeah, we were just discussing the difference between guided missiles and unguided missiles and SRMs and LRMs and indirect fire. Kicked the Skulker in the rear and immobilized it. The Archer and the Griffin are both into the green, I guess, heat. The Wolverine and the Cronus are both at 4. The Ostrak is at 3. This is actually a lot easier to read now that it's color-coded. Oh yeah, that's the other big thing, Carpathice, is that we have recently updated to 49.11, so we're getting to check out all these wonderful new features. They've got us down to 95.6%. We've got them down to 86.7%. We have lost initiative going into round 6. And we will start with our pony. Do we keep the high ground? I think we keep the high ground. Tentacle Shogun. We can walk that, maybe? Doesn't give us the best visibility from where we're at. But it gets us closer than here, which also doesn't have great visibility. Although from here, next turn, I can see us advancing down into this area. Going for the flank, yeah. Yeah, I think that's the move. The Orion, likewise, can move at a run, get his evasion on. Grasshopper. Let me see if I can't clean things up a little bit here. There. I think that might be a little easier to read, sort of, kind of. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll try it. Grasshopper can take shots at the archer from here at a range of 6, so that's under his minimum range for the LRMs and outside of short range for the larges. He has not moved yet. He has a 3-5, so he could take 2 attempts to stand up and still move an entire hex. Let's see. Quick draw coming in also at the flank. We can maybe come in on this Ostrak over here. The spider, I do not want to have to replace his engine again, so we're going to just go ahead and take him over here. We'll jump back next turn, it's no big deal. The Wolverine is going to continue trying to disengage now that his main gun is, or her main gun? Who is it? Renita, yeah, her main gun is out of commission. And also her armor is getting dangerously thin in a lot of places, like the arm. And that leaves the Cronus, who can jump in next to the archer, who did not move. Actually, archer didn't move. Oh, the Manticore and the Rommel have autocannons, though. The Rommel in particular has an autocannon 20. The definition of a rocket is unguided self-propelled projectile, and a missile is guided self-propelled projectile, regardless of propellant or tech level. I will give you, in the real world, that is accurate, but in BattleTech, rockets are one-time use weapons, and missiles are not necessarily guided. I don't make the rules. I blame Facet. Yeah, that's a good one to blame it on. Alright, I want to be at least 4 hexes from this Rommel. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And that gives us the archer in our line of sight as well. Nothing happening during the movement phase. Scarponi has not a single target. Marauder has not a single target. Right there. Really doing a good job of staying away from my main force over here. Maybe for another turn or two. We need to just come straight at them. Grasshopper at the archer. In BattleTech, not everything lines up with the way things are. Some of that comes from the fact the game used science fiction concepts when it came out, concepts that were not yet a reality. Yeah. I would say that's pretty accurate. Got the Rommel on 10s, we've got the Griffin on 8s. We could tag him in the right leg. We're on his right side. We've got him on 8s and 10s. We'll fire 2 mediums. Puts us at 2 heat, no big deal. Wolverine has no targets. Quick Draw has the Grand Dragon on an 8, the Manticore on an 8. This Manticore has LRMs and PPCs. The Dragon has PPC, LRM 10. Grand Dragon has low profile though. So I'm thinking we'll go for the Manticore where we have more likelihood of doing our full damage. We'll go up to 2 heat to fire the SRMs. When I play a game, I try not to equate it to reality. The game has its own rules that govern it. Yeah, you're not wrong. And it can be a real hassle trying to argue the reality of certain things. Like I've seen, especially in the Facebook groups, they'll talk about the weight density, the mass density of a mech compared to a regular sized tank. And there's just all kinds of back and forth. And in the end, you just have to say, you know what? It's a game. Stiletto has the Archer on 8s. I'd like to punch through that center torso, maybe hit him in the engine or the gyro or something. But I've got the Griffin on 6s with everything. Whereas the Archer is going to be 8s and 8s. Yeah, 8s and 8s and 10s. Griffin's going to be 8s with everything. Yeah, or 6s and 8s. 6s and 6s. Yeah, no. Do we go up to 6 heat on this Griffin on 6s? If someone doesn't like the rules of a game, design their own game and see what development choices they will have to make for the sake of playability. Exactly. Yeah, Stiletto's gonna go up to 6 heat. Alright, the Scimitar missing on 10s and landing an SRM on a 12 to the right torso. Dragon missing on an 11, the Archer landing 9 more LRMs on the Grasshopper's right arm. He is unstoppable with those LRMs. At least it wasn't 20 plus this time. Griffin missing on an 8, the Grasshopper on 8s, landing 2 hits to the Griffin's left and right torso, down to 12 and 2 there. The Manticore missing on 8s and 10s, the Quick Draw hitting the Manticore on the left side, destroying the Searchlight, for what that's worth. The Manticore missing on 10s and 12s, the Spider missing on 9s, the Grand Dragon missing on an 11, Stiletto at the Griffin, hitting him in the center torso, the left arm, the right leg down to 2 structure, the left torso, and 1 SRM to the center torso. The Rommel missing the Grasshopper on a 10. Griffin needs a 9 to stay standing, gets a 4, takes 6 damage to the left leg, needs a 9 to avoid hurting the pilot, gets a 10. People are starting to heat up. The Cronus is at 6, the Griffin is at 7. The Archer is still at 4. Yeah, he was at 6 last turn. A couple people are at 2 heat, no big deal. Fire is burning brightly, heavy smoke overpowers light smoke. We're at 95, they're at 85, and we've won initiative going into round 7. And keep in mind, our objective is actually only to engage them for 8 rounds. So depending on how this goes, we're only getting 10% salvage, so we don't have much reason to hang around after 8 turns. Let's go ahead, we'll have Tortoise jump into these woods where he can hopefully finish off the Skulker and be super evasive while he does it. Scarponi will run for some evasion. Yeah, he's still fresh. Tentacle Shogun also still fresh. Wanted to come down this way, I think. That gives us eyes on the Skulker at a range of 9 hexes, which is just within long range of our SRMs. I do love Battletech. It has a warm spot in my heart. Agreed. I would love to see a Battletech PC game like the Harebrained Schemes version actually have more of the repair mechanics, sourcing spare parts, sourcing mechs, hiring personnel, managing a merc outfit, etc. that MegaMek has. MegaMek hit the nail on the head when it comes to that aspect. I agree. When it comes to the simmy aspect of crunching the numbers and just yeah, it hits the spot for me, and I feel like some other people. To be fair, MegaMek is literally adapting Total Warfare 1-to-1. I don't know if I would say 1-to-1. There's a lot of things that you see in MegaMek that you don't see in the books that I'm aware of. Like StratCon and the way it balances the force building. I think that's all original work by the devs of MegaMek. Alright, let's try and knock out this Skulker if we can this turn. We've got... Ooh, we could DFA a Grand Dragon. He is a 4-6. We are a 3-3. We would have a -3 to hit him. And that would be, what, 14 points of kick damage to the head area? It's closer than any other PC game? Yes, absolutely. It definitely is. No doubt about that. And Varank, I know you said that you were getting a tornado warning earlier. We are starting to get some wind over here as well. Starting to hear the wind chimes and the wind outside blowing. Anyways, someone's making a game adapting Lancers rule. Anything especially noteworthy in the new version? Not that I've found. Nothing, you know, what's the equivalent of game breaking, but, you know, not. I'd like to see a grand strategy version, something like a Battle Force Interstellar Operations level. That's what I was really hoping for to see in StratCon. I was really hoping that it would be more of a war game, I guess, and less of a random mission generator. But I'm not mad at what we got. It's by no means is that meant to be a criticism for the game at all. It's just I'm gonna shut up before I get myself in trouble. We can jump and we can take a side shot on the Ostrak, and I just saw the lights flicker. If I stop streaming suddenly, y'all know why. Yeah, it's getting a little sketchy around here, and we've got 15 minutes left. Archer tries to get up and fails, takes 7 damage to the right torso and left leg. And then he succeeds in getting up. The Scimitar, flanking and turning, succeeds, needs a 5, gets a 10. Scarponi at the Grand Dragon on 7s, at the Archer on 6s. Yeah, definitely do that. And we'll throw in a 10 just to get those heat sinks flying. We've got the Scimitar on 6s. We will throw all the SRMs at him. We'll go up to 2 heat for that. The Orion has the Manticore on 8s, it looks like. Actually, we'll go Cluster for that sweet -1 to hit. We'll throw in some 10s. We'll throw in another 10. We'll go up to 3 heat on the LBX because this may or may not be the last turn. thing I would like to see in MekHQ or MegaMek is to have the enemies actually retreat and your forces actually retreat instead of just an abrupt end to the mission. Hopefully all is well where you are. Yeah, it was just that one little flicker. It just has me a little worried. But yeah, it's not like the roof is gonna fly off or anything like that. And as far as your other point, as far as enemies retreating instead of just abruptly ending the mission, you can do that. You can kick the princess player and replace her with a bot that's orders are to retreat. It's a little bit of a pain, it's a little immersion breaking, but it does work from what I've heard. That said, I prefer that it actually ends abruptly because sometimes I like to fudge things a little bit. Like if we're badly outnumbered or outgunned and I'm like, okay, we're going to retreat now, I don't want to end up getting stuck and losing half of my forces in a failed retreat maneuver. I just like having the control over when the battle ends that you don't get if it's more automated. We've got the Skulker on 2, so let's go ahead and throw some SRMs, because why not? That'll put us at 4 heat. We'll have the Spider go ahead and actually 10s, 4s, 15s. You know what? We'll throw in a couple of 10s just to go up to 4 heat. We might get super lucky. Okay, Grasshopper, I think at the Ostrak on 8s. That's going to be 8s with everything. We'll skip 2 of the larges. Try to get some mediums in there. Go heat neutral, that works for me. Wolverine has no one in range. Fine, because he was in a bad way. And Stiletto is going to take on the Archer on 5s as well. And yeah, we'll go up to 8 heat for that. Last turn and all that. Alright, the Scimitar, glancing a couple of SRMs off the Marauder's right arm. The Warhammer at the Archer hits him in the left leg with a PPC. The Skulker at the Spider hits him in the center torso with a medium laser. The Dragon, landing a medium laser on the Warhammer's left arm and an autocannon 2 to the center torso. 4 LRMs to the left torso. Marauder at the Scimitar, landing 3, 7, 12, 16 SRMs, immobilizing it, destroying the engine many times over, but not getting the kill, stunning the crew for a turn. And leaving the right side at 6 armor for 2 armor. Yeah, the right side is down to 2 armor. Maybe I should have thrown in some pulse lasers instead. I don't know. The Archer at the Warhammer, landing 24 LRMs. So the arms, left torso. Yeah, basically just both arms on the left torso. The left torso is down to 7 armor. The arms are both down to 12. The Griffin missing on an 11. The Orion at the Manticore hitting him in the front with 9 LRMs and medium laser to the turret. SRMs to the left side and the front, costing it minor motive system damage. The Ostrak missing on a 12. The Quick Draw at the Skulker hitting it in the rear, immobilizing it and destroying it. The Manticore missing on 10s, the Spider missing on 10s, the Manticore missing on 10s and 12s. Grasshopper at the Ostrak hits him in the right leg with a medium laser, left, right torso with medium lasers, and a glancing blow off the right torso for 13 armor remaining. Grand Dragon missing on 8s, 10s, and 12s, the Rommel missing on an 11, the Cronus at the Archer hits him in the right torso, critting on his LRM-15. That is half of his missiles out of the fight. Left and right arm each takes 6, left leg takes 6, and 2 SRMs to the left leg and left arm, down to 2 and 5 armor there. Scarponi needs a 5 to stay standing, gets a 9. The archer needs a 7, gets a 6. Takes 7 damage to the left leg and the center torso, down to 12 structure on that leg. No crit though. Needs a 7 to avoid damage, gets a 6. Needs a 7 to stay conscious, gets a 7. I think got scratched. I don't know if that's necessarily enough to worry about. We will kick the scimitar in the randomly generated right side, which destroys it. We are definitely running hotter than I tend to run. We've got Stiletto at 8 heat. We've got Tortoise and the Quick Draw at 4 heat. We've got the Orion and the Warhammer at 3 heat. And we've got Tentacle Shogun at 2. They've got the Archer at 5 heat. They've got the Griffin at 6. They've got the Grand Dragon at 6. Do we call it here? I think time-wise, it might be a good idea. I mean, we've achieved our objective. Wait, no. We need to go one more round to achieve our objective. We need to keep them going for 8 whole turns. We're at 94%, they're at 73%. We've lost initiative going into round 8. Alright. Tentacle Shogun going to advance towards the main bulk of their forces. Likewise, the Orion is going to advance into the bulk of their forces. Let's see, the Spider. Either. This Rommel has the autocannon 20. If he hits us with that, we are toast. However, he has a 4-6. He flanked, so that's 6. 7 for woods, 8, 9, 10, 11 for movement. I want to say we're relatively safe here, in that he'll need an 11 to hit us. And if he does hit us, we are up armored. We would... Ooh, if he hits us in the center torso, there's nothing left of this mech. No, that is not a chance I'm willing to take. We'll keep our distance for another turn. Oh, what did I do? Did I accidentally done someone? Taurus. Okay, yeah, it looks like I didn't accidentally done someone. 4 hexes, that's stupid. Let's see, well, the Wolverine can continue backing off. Stiletto will jump into the fire, which I know, you know, we're already overheating. Figured I'd keep the large laser silent this turn. Take some firing penalties for 1 turn. Let's see, so the quick draw. We can run forward onto this Manticore and kick it in a random side. That gives us 1 point of evasion. The Grasshopper. We jump onto the Griffin. He's prone. He's missing a leg. Yeah, I don't know if that's worth a DFA. That's... You know what? What's the worst that can happen? To hit 1. 3 base, 3 for jumping, that's 6. -3 for piloting skill differential, -2 for target prone and adjacent. So yeah, guaranteed to hit. Damage to target, 21 points in the rear. Damage to self, 14 points to the kick. Yes. Wait, I wanted to turn first. I wanted to face the archer before I landed. Alright, so we will see how this goes. We will advance on the dragon, I suppose, who only has one evasive pip. Hasn't taken any damage or anything. Maybe we'll shoot at the Ostrak instead. I don't know. Griffin tries to get up and fails, lands on his right arm and right leg, which blows off his right leg. Needs a 7 to avoid damage, gets an 8. Archer needs a 5 to get up, gets a 12. Okay, so we've got the Ostrak on 7s, or we've got the dragon on 7s. And 11s. We'll go heat neutral for some 11s. Tentacle Shogun at the Manticore. We'll go damage high-low. Okay, so needs 7s. Still, we'll do that. The Orion. I think you came here to try and tangle with... We've got the Archer on 6s. Well, Stiletto's going after the Archer to the rear. Yeah, we will try to hit him some as well. We've got 7s and 9s on the SRM and the LBX on a 6. Let's see, the Wolverine has no targets in range. The Quick Draw has maybe the Rommel on 9s and 11s. We'll go heat neutral for that. Tortoise has the Rommel on 14, so that's not going to happen. How about the Manticore on 13s? Got the Dragon on 13s as well. That's not going to happen. Last but not least, the Cronus at the Archer. We'll need 5s. We'll skip the large. We'll do 1, 2, go up to 4 heat. Just the pulses. Yeah. Oh, I saw no gyro. Alright, Warhammer 8ml lands 1 medium laser on the dragon's left torso, glancing blow to the right torso, solid hit to the right arm, glancing blow to the right leg. Overall, very minor damage. The dragon missing the Orion on 8s and 12s. Tentacle Shogun at the Manticore, hitting him in the front and left side for 6 each. Hitting him in the front for another 12, down to 9 armor. Archer at the Warhammer, landing 9 LRMs to the left and right torso. Left torso is down to 2 armor. The Griffin at the Warhammer missing on an 8. The Orion at the Archer hits him with 12 LRMs to the right torso, going for the ammo explosion. The ammo explosion killed the pilot, which is a shame. I wouldn't have minded recruiting him. But yeah, he takes 2 damage. Takes 2 damage from the explosion and blacks out. Takes 2 damage from the ejection and dies. Yeah. So no more Archer. We got some overkill here. The Ostrak missing on 12s and 11s. The Manticore missing on 8s and 10s. The Quick Draw at the Rommel hits him in the front with a medium laser and hits him with 4 SRMs to the front and turret, costing it a movement point. The Manticore missing on 8s, 10s, and 12s. The Grand Dragon missing on 12s, landing 6 LRMs to the Quick Draw's right and left arms. Cronus at the Archer, which is already dead from ammo explosion, and the Rommel missing on a 9. Let's go ahead and try to kick this Manticore on a 4. Can we kick the Griffin on a 3? Okay, we kicked the Manticore in the front, leaving him with 2 structure. We kicked the Griffin in the right arm, critting on his PPC. And finally, the Grasshopper landing on the Griffin. That's 5 damage to the right arm, which is destroyed and transfers into the right torso rear, leaving it with 1 armor. The left torso rear with 1 armor remaining. 6 damage to the left leg. Griffin is displaced into Hex 121, violating stacking with the Cronus. Cronus attempts to step out of the domino effect, needs an 11, gets a 4. Stiletto has been forced from the field. Grasshopper takes 14 damage to the left leg. Grasshopper is displaced into Hex 220. Grasshopper must make a piloting skill roll and falls, taking 5 damage to the left arm and 2 to the chest. Pilot of the Grasshopper, Victor Rama, needs a 7 to avoid damage, gets a 6, needs a 3 to stay conscious, gets a 4. Let's see, the Griffin is now at 11 heat. Grand Dragon is at 6. Everyone else is running a lot cooler this turn. And since we're not really concerned about salvage, we've got them down to 57%. We're down to 79.8-ish%. We can go ahead and declare victory. And also we are just a little bit over on time, which is not a big deal. I don't mind. I enjoy spending this time with you guys, but I do have other things that I need to do tonight. Going back to that thing I mentioned earlier where I kind of had some stuff going on. The Grasshopper took very minor damage. The Wolverine took significantly more damage. Nothing internal, just the LBX with the 3 armor crit. Which is super annoying. Victor Rama took 1 hit from falling. Let's see. Dragon escaped. There was a locust? Did we kill a locust? How did the locust get crippled? Right arm internal, left leg blown off. Did it trip? I didn't even know there was a locust in this battle. He must have ejected or something. Wait, still have a cockpit? Still has a cockpit. He just never got up. The Griffin with heavy damage to the rear mainly, with his right leg blown off and his right arm gone. Nothing but the LRM-10 remains. We've got the Skulker and the Scimitar. We're not interested in any of those, and we can't salvage anything at this point anyways, because we did take the Hatamoto-Chi. Looks like we did not capture anyone except for some crew members of the Scimitar and the Skulker. The Griffin, we'll give that kill to the Grasshopper. The Locust, we don't know. Pilot Benjamin Brackman was... how did he die? I remember seeing his name. Oh yeah, from the ammunition explosion and botched ejection. That's the pilot of the Archer. So we've got MVP, looks like Nairn Limbrick and the Orion, with the Grasshopper, the Quickdraw, and the Wolverine also all taking single shots. We did engage for at least 8 turns, which was literally our only objective this mission. It gives us a scenario victory point, and we are disconnected. And we will be saving our game now. And this is the part where I bid you all a good night. Thank you for joining me. It's been fun. I've really enjoyed the engagement that we've had tonight. Don't forget to like, comment, follow, subscribe, join the community. Link to the Discord is in my bio, regardless of where you're seeing this. Good night, you guys. Have a good one. Thanks for joining me. I wouldn't be doing this if it weren't for you guys. So, have a good night, and we'll see you next week.